Let me talk about the jewellery, and then I'll talk about the pewter. So the jewellery is actually reasonably rare, and when you look at our exhibition, it's two cabinets of some of the finest and rarest jewellery you'll see. We have a brooch which I've named the Picasso brooch. We'll see if it sticks, because I can only look at that and think of Picasso. And then just an example of another silver, very simple form brooch, but just beautifully done. I mean, you feel anyone could do a couple of knots that loop together to form a silver brooch, but that one works better than anything else. I mean, the Edwardian period had any number of Art Nouveau, English Art Nouveau jewellers, but no one quite did that. Now, if we come to the Picasso brooch, I did find this. When I tried to find why does that always remind me of Picasso on the left, and on the right I found this from 1931. So clearly the main takeaway is Knox was 30 years ahead of Picasso. I would hesitate to say that. But what I would say is I think for 1902 that's an amazing level of abstraction. And certainly Picasso wasn't doing abstract work at that time, and not many people were in art. And you see it in here in his jewellery. I mean, phenomenal. And then we come to perhaps some of his finer jewellery and rarer, which is in gold. And again, it's just picking out pieces. You really can find a lot of Edwardian Art Nouveau jewellery, but nothing that quite hits the button like this. And again, there's somehow you can see a Celtic and I think African, maybe Macintosh influence on the one on the left. And this one on the right, which is terribly simple, just has that perfect balance and elegance. And perhaps going even up, kind of up the scale even more, you've got these two phenomenally ornate pieces with the boulder opal and perhaps that harp-like design you saw from the Christmas card. And then this piece, which I don't think it's meant to be a face, but does look a bit like a face, and picks out opals. And I will say, and I think it's a true story, although I can't prove it, Knox chose his own stones. Liberty used to send him up stones, and he would pick out the stones he wanted for his more special pieces. When you see these special pieces of jewellery or some of the special silver, there's a very good chance that Knox handled the stones that went in them and personally picked them. And I think you can see that. You can see on the Cymric Rose Bowl just how good the stones are, how well matched they are. Finally, to the, certainly not last but definitely not least, the pewter. So the pewter range was brought in as cheap silver, shall we say. It was meant to be finely polished, not like that. It was meant to be highly polished. It was sold as representing silver, but obviously just that bit more affordable. But again, with Knox's designs, it was taken to a new level. And while some of the pewter replicates the silver, there is a whole range of pewter designs, not ever, as far as we know, made in silver. This is a design drawing that survived of the Bollalin, which is a Manx name, we think, of sorts. And this is then, again, a piece we have on stands that's just oxidized beautifully, so it's not polished, but it just sets off the enamel. And then we have, many people will know this piece. I think it must have been hugely popular because it's reasonably common, but not to say not still quite valuable, because it is such a wonderful piece of design, and you see variations on that. And then this centerpiece or tazza with what's called Clutha glass from Liberty.